on your podcast as a guest in the future. Like, that's how we want to be held accountable. That's what she needs to do.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think she needs to do.
I saw someone, this was way back in the comments, but someone was saying they didn't know if Taylor had done the work for every group that she had made the racist tweets about. And I'm not sure either. However, I do think that is something she can do going forward. I do think that she needs to address it and do additional work if she wants to gain people's trust back, if that's possible. I can see if some people are not willing to give her that chance. A lot of those tweets, not even just like racist, but some of them were violent, and some of them said things about rape survivors. That was one that like really killed me. Y'all have to understand, this is like the past couple of years, I have watched people I love fall into this deep racist rabbit hole. So loving them previously and not thinking they're bad people, and then just watching them become horrible people. This is a new experience to like see someone you love and you respect and who you have based some of your activism around be revealed to you in this way. This is like a very new thing for me, and it was very hard to process it. Like, the reason why I'm bringing this up is just to talk about Taylor's state of mind last week. There are a couple of Bachelor accounts on Instagram right now. I'm not going to give out their names because I think they're awful, but they're basically comprised of all the people who have been talking about like Chris Harrison or the Rachel K stuff, and they'll include like little snippets of what we've said or videos that we've done, and it's basically just like encouraging people to come to our Instagrams and harass us.
Yeah.
So last week I put up something because I had seen a huge increase in hateful messages towards me. Like, sorry, I'm gonna cry. People saying things about CJ. Sorry. I told myself I wasn't gonna cry about this.
No, I mean, obviously you can. I mean, I can only imagine why you would. Nobody knows for it.
I'm like crying because I'm mad.
Yeah.
But I've seen like such an increase in it that I've like legitimately been trying to stay off of Instagram more because it's been hard. So I can only imagine how even Taylor felt before all this awful stuff came out about her. I can see why Rachel got off Instagram. Seriously, I can't.
Yeah. You had to deal with it, and you're somebody that.
On Sunday, before I said my statement about Taylor, an account sent me Taylor's tweets, and I was like, I need to look these up, because you and I, the number one thing you and I always know to do right now is to research it. Even before someone, when they send it to us, we always go through it.
Yeah, you sent it to me and said, I asked you, I go, are these real? And you said, yeah, I just looked them up. They are. Like, you did it. You were the one that told me they were real.
Yes. So I wanted to look through them myself before I said anything about it. Just because, I don't know, just they seemed fake at first, you know?
Yeah, I mean, because there were so many, and it was just like, I can't believe that we don't know Taylor like that. So, your first reaction is this fucking real, or is someone trying to, quote-unquote, catfish her, you know, and make it seem like she wrote these tweets? Yeah, because people are definitely out to get her, for sure.
So I started reading through them, and then the account that sent it to them basically said, if you don't make a statement about this immediately, we're going to go through your history and we'll get you like we got Taylor or something like that. So I'm sitting here like, reading through these tweets and just being like, what the fuck is going on? My sister's here. I'm like dying to spend time with her. And someone's like basically blackmailing me to give a statement immediately on Taylor. And so I'm sure my first initial thing I said about her wasn't great, and I probably could have put more into it. But also, I was at that point dealing with just like 10 tweets of hers that I had read. Yeah. I couldn't get through all of them. I mean, I'm horrified by the situation. At the same time, like, I really do not know what is going on, but it's like sick. Like, so much of, or at least not so much, but there is like a faction of the fandom that is like so fucking toxic that like I really do not know if I could like do another season. I really just don't. I really just don't at this point.
Yeah, so I call them toxic Bachelor Nation. I mean, that's what it's become. And like we've talked about even before this Taylor thing hit, what did I say is the new sport in Bachelor Nation? It's whenever the new cast gets released, whether it's me releasing the cast names of people that I know, it's just a race to find out who has the worst fucking past in this show and how quickly can we expose them. Like, that's what people are out after. So if you're a guy who's set to be on the next season of The Bachelorette, you better know what you're getting into, because someone is going to find something. It could be 10 years ago. It could be 15 years ago. It could be on the opening night. Some girl can say like, oh my God, I dated Joe Smith at a party. I went to a party with Joe Smith in, 2006, in 2009. And, he called me a bitch. And then you have to, and then that label is on you from the very get-go. Just like Rachel Kirkconnell had the racist label from night one because of a TikTok video that diving into was very questionable. So unfortunately, that's what it is now. That's all these people care. There's a certain faction that all they care to do is find out the heaviest dirt and be the ones to report it on who is the worst human on the planet within Bachelor Nation. Who's the worst contestant this season? It happened this season. It happened the season before. And it's coming on the next season of The Bachelorette. We don't know who the guys are yet, so we can't, like, send out a warning of, we don't know. But the second those guys' names come up, it's just going to be a deep dive into, their accounts, their friends, brothers, third cousins account. Like, it's coming. So I hope these guys are ready, because it's going to happen again. And unfortunately, that's what the show has turned into. And it sucks that it happened to you. And now it's just like, I mean, they don't have anything on you. But the fact that they've been threatened.
Listen, I feel pretty confident that there's, I feel pretty confident that there's no tweets of mine or anything like that. However, I mean, like I was telling Steve, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and admit this because I just feel like it is something that could probably come out. But I failed my drug test whenever I went to go on The Bachelor. So, I mean, how'd
you get on?
They let me take it again.
Oh.
But then this is how like paranoid I was. I was like, do you think the show is coming after me? Like, do you think they have stuff on me? And like, maybe they're just like mad that I've like done this to them and now the show is actually coming after me. Like, I started getting like really paranoid.
I mean, like you said, you've known that you don't have any tweets like that out there, but I think this Taylor thing, if anything, maybe it helps future contestants to be like, dude, you better do a cleanup. And it's not just a scroll. It's do a Twitter advanced search of yourself, because, I mean, like I said, I didn't think I said anything, and I did a Twitter search of myself, and I'm like, no, there's nothing out there that's bad. And I used every word in the book attached to @RealitySteve. But shit, when it did pull up some stuff, I was looking at tweets that I said in 2011 and 12, and none of them were on the level as Taylor's. But I was like, I don't even remember tweeting that. Like, I don't even remember the topic, and even just saying something like that. So, yeah, but it wasn't racist. It wasn't hateful. It was just a comment. I was like, oh wow, God, I don't remember even saying that. But it's just, the whole thing is this franchise is changing, and their vetting process clearly sucks. because that's the other thing we were talking about. Taylor filmed Nick Viall's season in 2016. It aired in 2017. Those tweets were from 2011, 2012, and 2013. And they didn't come out until Sunday. Like, why? What? How did the show not see them? These were on Taylor Nolan's Twitter account. They weren't, this wasn't a Rachel Kirkconnell situation where they had to go to a friend's Visco account to pull something up. It just, okay, we just got the 2-minute warning. Do we want to?
We can go longer.
Okay, so why don't we end it here? And I know we're going to be cutting into Olivia's clubhouse, but we'll jump, we'll maybe do another 15 or 20 minutes. But everyone, we're going to sign off real quick and then come right back on, since it only allows you to do an hour at a time on Instagram, or else it cuts you off. So I'm going to stop it, post it March 2nd, and then we'll be right back on with a live.